Welcome to the Foxhole, everyone. Man, it has been a minute. I probably say that every time because I do not stream often. And unfortunately, I was planning on streaming to X as well. However, since I don't have a premium account with X anymore, I'm not live on that platform. It's so crazy. It's like you have to, pay to play. Like anything you do, any social media service, um, even StreamYard itself, justifying being able to use it. I don't use it enough, so having it, uh, paying for it, I mean, is kind of a kind of a disaster just in terms of how much it costs. But I have noticed with StreamYard, they've added a lot of new, uh, like additional uh, things you can use with it. Like little banners or you can add music and all these new things. So I can definitely see some of this being useful for people who do stream often. But personally, for me, um, not not always in the cards. But um, man, it's so great to be here, especially on a night like this. I hope everyone else is having a great night. Today's been a good day, and this week's been really good, and I'm really excited to be here. We're going to be showing off uh, the trade paperback editions of Seasons, volumes 1 and 2, as well as the Seasons Volume 3 Fall Ashcan. So before we do that, though, I wanted to share some other things and to kind of give people a chance to tune in. So before we do that, I have a couple of uh, housekeeping tasks that I'd like to take care of. And the first one is actually on your screen right now. And I'll mention this uh, again throughout the show. So for people who are watching, if you see a QR code that is right up here, see if I can do this. Um, Scan that QR code, and that'll take you to the pre-launch page for Seasons Volume 3 on Kickstarter, and it'll take you directly there. So scan it, and you can sign up to be notified when we launch. Um, this is a huge part of getting these trade paperbacks out and working with Source Point Press and um, making revitalizing seasons. This is my first series and something that I've wanted to put to the forefront of my publishing for a while, and I've been working on other projects like Man Child, The Fabled Offering, my other graphic novel Lifeline. And so bringing seasons back to the forefront and talking about it and finishing the series has been uh, really now, years in the making in terms of how long it's taken to do this. And, putting out over nearly 500 pages of comics, putting out 4 graphic novels. Is difficult. There's a lot that goes into it. So, and we can talk about that a little bit later too. Um, see, we got Kevin Davis in the house. Hey, Kevin, thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you're doing well. Yes, we are live. The Best Fox Studios is live, and this is not a drill. Yeah, thanks for being here, and let me know if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. We're only streaming there. Uh, Usually I stream to X, but I don't have a premium account anymore. So that was my mishap. But let me know if you're watching. Let me know if you back seasons and if you're excited for your copy. So, first things first, scan that QR code, sign up for the pre launch page for Volume 3 Fall. And I actually have all of these links on the YouTube page, And also in the description below, there's links to multiple things. And so we're going to talk about those things right now. One of the things that I'm really excited about is the Ringo Awards. So this is a very prestigious honor that indie comics creators and professionals all across the industry can be a part of. And I actually have three books that are eligible for nomination that came out last year in 2025. And so this is at ringoawards.com. You can vote right now. And I believe um, I'm not 100% sure when the Ringo Awards close. So if anyone has that info or knows right off the top of their head, just let me know. But I think it ends sometime in the summer. And you know, the Eisners, this is the best way I can kind of explain the Ringo Awards. The Eisner Awards for comics are kind of like the Oscars, and the Ringo Awards are kind of like the Golden Globes. It's not the best comparison, not the best analogy, but it's a very sought after award, and it's some of the best creators have received these awards, and it's all based on what the cool thing about the Ringo Awards is that the nominations are based off of people who place their votes. So people all across the world, all across the country can vote for comics that they loved in 2025. And these, whatever gets the most, which books get the most votes, they are nominated. So if you go to ringoawards.com, you'll put in your email here and you will get a t- verify, you'll get a verification, and then you can start voting for certain categories. um, and I want to talk about the three books that are eligible. So the first one at the top of the list is Man Child issue 3. Usually when I do these unboxings, I have like a multi-screen or multi-camera setup, but I figured this is a bit more convenient for me not to do that, and it gives me a little bit more control instead of having to deal with multiple cameras. But Manchild issue 3 is eligible right now for Ringo Award, and you can vote for me for best writer. You can vote for Jay Mazar for best art. Also, favorite hero, Monarch Crier. Favorite villain, Professor Pilgrim. Um, there's best publisher, Foxhole Comics. So there's a they should lay out all of the different categories for you, and I have which categories each book is eligible for on my social media and also on my newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, foxholecomics.substack.com, that'll lay out everything. But yes, so Manchild issue 3 is eligible for a Ringo Award, as is This Ink Runs Cold. This is an anthology project that I worked on with Scott Morse and lots of other creators, and I've talked about this book often, and I'm so honored to be a part of it. And I really hope that it gets nominated for the best anthology. I have a short story in here that I did with Scott Morris, and so you could nominate Jew and Row as the best short story. It's JU and RO is the title of the story, and this can be nominated for a Ringo Award. Um, but definitely vote for This Ink Runs Cold for best anthology. Um, Vote for Scott Morse for best artist. This is a beautiful publication and deserves the recognition. And I actually sent this to the Eisners because I really want this book to get nominated. Not just I have a one page in this entire thick hardcover. There's just amazing creators all across the industry that are a part of this, and so it really deserves the recognition. And in an age where everyone is kind of flirting with AI and playing with AI images and storytelling and all that type of stuff that I absolutely despise. This is all traditionally done, traditionally lettered, um, the, you know, written by real humans, which is crazy that we have to say that. Um, but this is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful book, and Scott Morse, deserves all the recognition for it. So please go vote for this for the Ringo Awards as well. Like I said, best anthology, best short story, best artist. So check it out. And this is published through Alan Spiegel Fine Arts. And I don't know if it's available for sale on their website. Hey, Ictus, thanks for tuning in. What is up, Total Excellence? Yo, the cover for this graphic novel looks gorgeous. Is there a way to read it? Is it available to read in Global Comics? Um, no, it's not. I don't think it's available to read digitally anywhere at the moment. I could be wrong. I haven't seen Scott talk about making it available online. I don't know if the Kickstarter campaign still is taking pre-orders, but I'm sure if you just look up "This Ink Runs Cold" or if you go to Alan Spiegel Fine Arts, Google that, and you should be able to find it. But yeah, Scott does the art for the book, and also um, Jose Villarrubia um, does the colors. So, um, like, vote for Jose as well for best colorist. Best letters. This should win everything. It's honestly one of the best things that I've read. Um, and I was reading it because I picked up a copy, an early copy at New York Comic Con last year before I got my comps from Scott, and I was reading it in the airport before I got on my plane to go back home, and it was just like a really special memory. Like I really enjoyed taking this in and reading it. So yeah, I love this book so much, and I actually have a black and white edition. There was a noir edition that came out of this that's really cool too. And then finally, also, if you the cool thing about the Ringo Awards is you can vote as many times as you want. So go check out Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales. This was a project that I was a part of. I did a 12-page story, a little Red Riding Hood story, um, with my partner in crime, Marco Roblin, and we did a take on, what if Little Red Riding Hood met Cthulhu, and it was one of the first anthology projects that I've worked on. This was published by Cone Productions. People who know Travis Gibb. He runs these campaigns, and he brought me in to do this Little Red Riding Hood story. So you can vote for Cone Productions for Best Publisher. You can vote for Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales for Best Anthology. They've been nominated for a Ringo Award before, and I hope they get nominated again. It would be awesome if it was like This Ink Runs Cold and Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales to be, a part of both projects that would be nominated would be spectacular. So I'd love to be a part of that. Um, and you can also vote for our story that we have in here. So um, we did, like I said, a 12-page story called The Little Red Priestess. And Marco did just fabulous, fabulous work. We had just finished The Fabled Offering and we still wanted to work together on something. And I was like, hey, can you do some horror? And so Yeah, it's just beautiful work. So yeah, vote for the Little Red Priestess for Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales, and let's see, let's see if we can get myself some Ringo recognition. I've coined that phrase, Ringo recognition. I like the alliteration there. So yeah, so vote for Man Child issue 3, This Ink Runs Cold, and Cthulhu Invades Fairy Tales. And like I said, I have the link to the Ringo Awards in the YouTube chat. So go right now, vote for it. Let me know when you voted. Um, so next up, before we get to the reveals, I also want to let people know about my web store. This is something that I launched uh, at the beginning of the year. So I've never had an official online web store before. And this was a huge goal of mine to put together. It was one of my like last things I wanted to do in 2025 was give people the opportunity to buy my books without having to go through Kickstarter or any crowdfunding campaigns or anything like that. So if you just type in foxholecomics.com, this is also in the chat and the YouTube chat, but you can buy all of my books. And I tried to make it as easy to navigate as possible. I'm definitely no web designer. However, I had a lot of fun putting this together and coming up with everything. So these are our featured releases right now. We got Man Child issue 1, Lifeline, the Steve Epting variant for Man Child issue 3, and also the Ario Murti variant for Fabled Offering number 1. But if you're like, hey, I want, Man Child issue 2, or I want to get a different variant cover for the Fabled Offering, or I want a digital copy. All of those options are on here, and you can choose whichever variant you want. Um, and also, if you just like, if you just want a place for all the digital comics, you can go to the digital library tab, and you can get Lifeline, Manchild issues 1, 2, and 3, and the Fabled Offering. You'll notice that Seasons is missing here, and that's because I wanted to wait until I fulfilled the Kickstarter for volumes 1 and 2, the trade paperback editions. And so now that we're here at this point, I will be adding Seasons to the Foxhole Comics store. Um, and I'm so grateful to be able to uh, have an official kind of landing page for people. And you can contact me. There's an about page, so you can learn about me. Um, and yeah, if you just click on Shop My Comics, this shows you absolutely everything. So you're more than welcome to give me tips, give me, advice on, hey, I think this would be better. Or, if there's anything that you see that feels out of the ordinary, um, let me know. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. And you can go to foxholecomics.com. You can find me anywhere and you can order my books at any time. I really like the late pledges that Kickstarter put in. Um, but, there's a lot of people who don't wanna make a Kickstarter account. There's a lot of people who just wanna, you know, pay me directly rather than have, anyone, uh, take a cut. And so I removed all my books from Amazon, from Gumroad. I no longer have, accounts with them. I want to direct everyone to my web store. This is the best way to support me besides my crowdfunding campaigns. And so I'm hoping to build more of a passive income, uh, and to give people the opportunity. to purchase something, when maybe they can't during a 30-day or 60-day window for a crowdfunding campaign. So I'm really happy to have this up. Hey, we got John in the house. Hey, John, what's up? How are you? Good to see you here. We got Ichthus saying more like Ringo nominated has a nice Ringo to it. I like that. My coloring work, excuse me, was Ringo 1 for Cthulhu Invades Neverland. It was the first 3 pages. Travis is a great dude to work with. Ah, congratulations. No way. I didn't know that. That is so cool. Website looks great, Nandor. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I mean, it's easy to navigate. There's not a lot of tabs, not a lot of complexity to it, but hopefully people can find things as quickly and easy as possible. All right. So got through the Ringo Awards nominations, um, and got through the website. The last thing that I want to share with you all, and again, go ahead and scan that QR code. Um, I want to talk about this. So when you scan that QR code, it'll take you directly to the seasons volumes 1 through 3 fall pre-launch page. I'm signed in here, so this is a bit log out here real quick. And here we go. This way it's more full screen. So right now we have 136 signups, which is fantastic. I've had this page up for a very long time, although I haven't promoted it. The only times I've ever promoted it, um, I don't know, was like right after Volume 2 came out, the hardcover for Volume 2. And then I've kind of just put it randomly in different places. But this is the big push for getting the sign up page. I really want to hit 250 followers. So I'd love for us to get there. This is going to be the biggest book, the biggest project I've ever worked on. We're going to do a 150-page hardcover. And that's like basically all story. I mean, Seasons Volumes 3 is the the largest, biggest comic, graphic novel that I've ever worked on, and so it's a big deal. I mean, this is a lot. This isn't um, making a 24-page, 30-page single issue. I mean, we're giving you everything we got with this. So please go sign up and uh, get on board. I'd love to have you on board. We're going to talk about what people have said about seasons. We're going to read, some little blurbs and some quotes from creators across the industry. And I want you to know that this is a very high quality series. Uh, Both Anthony and I put our blood, sweat, and tears into making this. Each volume is over 100 pages, but we're going all out with volume 3, and that's going to be even bigger. So scan the QR code, or if you're watching on YouTube, I have the link there. I also have the link in the description, I believe, for the Facebook video. So go sign up and let's hit 150 as soon as possible, and let's try to get to 250 by the time we launch. I'm not sure exactly when we're going to launch this. It depends on really how fast Anthony can finish the book. I'd really like to get the book as quickly. Let me let me slow down a little bit. I want to get the book um, completed as much as possible before launch. So I've realized even being really prepared and even having like half of a book finished, um, you never really know what might come up in between the end of a campaign and getting it all ready, getting all the print files ready and sent to the printer and waiting on the shipment from the printer. I'm really going to try for the remainder of my books to try to get as much done as possible before launching a campaign. Um, I've always fulfilled my campaigns. I've only ever been late by maybe a month or two. I always let people know if I'm going to be late. This will be my like I think 11th or 12th crowdfunding campaign by the time we get to volume three. So you guys can trust me. You know that I can do this. I've done it before. I've been doing it for the last 7, 8 years. So we're in good hands. We got this. But it's just important for me for a book like this that is so large and that has so many pages. I don't want people waiting too long. So um, I'll keep everyone updated on when we're going to launch that. Okay, guys. So we've gone through everything I wanted to kind of get through before we start showing off the graphic novels. Now I titled this video as an unboxing, and it is and it isn't. Like I'm not going to be going through all the boxes and getting all the books out and kind of like a first reveal. I have looked at them because this is going to be um, going to shops and bookstores and comic book stores all across the country. And so as soon as I got them, I opened them up because I was like, I want to make sure these were printed correctly, that everything looks good, they're not damaged. I haven't been able to go through all 25 boxes. This was the largest like shipment of books I've ever gotten. My office is basically like there's no room. There was a lot to go through, and I wanted to make sure that everything looked good. And I'm so happy and pleased to report that the books look amazing. And now I haven't like looked over them in detail, and that's what tonight was for. I thought we could, take some time together, talk about the graphic novels, kind of compare them to the hardcovers, and just kind of show off the variant covers. I haven't showed off the variant covers for volumes one and two, and we can take a look at the volume three Ashcan as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for being here. Let me know if you're watching. Let me know if you're a backer. If you have any questions about seasons, about conventions, anything about the writing process, how to make comics. Happy to help. So all right, so we're gonna show off. We're gonna reveal the standard cover edition, cover A for Seasons Volume One Spring. Are you ready? Caden says, "Bring it on, dude. Let's see him." All right, man. Let's do it. All right, guys. So here we go. This is the trade paperback edition of Volume One, and it turned out beautiful. You can tell the gloss there. You can see a reflection. Um, Below here, we have some quotes. These are older quotes, but this is when I first started showing off seasons and putting it online for free for people to read and sharing it around. And we have a quote from Jason Brubaker, the creator of Remind and Sithra. He did the foreword for Volume One. He says, "In my opinion, Nandor Fox Shaffer and Anthony Gonzalez Clark are the new generation in talent." And then below that, we got another quote from Brian Michael Bendis himself, who says, "Very strong start." So, yeah, I sent seasons to Brian Michael Bendis like a long time ago, and he gave me some really good feedback about it. Um, and so to have these quotes here in front of the book means a lot to me. I really love the way, especially we'll look at volumes 1 and 2 together, but you know, the trade dress was really important to get right, and um, I wanted the hardcovers to have a uniform feel and look, high quality look, but I also wanted the trade paperbacks to um, have the same. So we're gonna make sure to keep everything consistent. Um, we got Kathleen in the background, Fletcher is front and center, and then all the different shadow selves uh, right there at the bottom, and then you have the seasons spiral in the background. Um, so this is the back of the book, and you can see we have Foxhole Comics, and then the official Source Point Press logo right there. So this book is going to be available in comic book stores and bookstores through Source Point Press and Simon and Schuster, and uh, Prana Direct through Lunar and Universal Distribution. Um, so we cannot wait to get this book out there. After I fulfill the Kickstarter, I'm really looking forward to getting this in shops. Also, we have the Source Point Press logo right here. It says Seasons Volume 1 Spring, Nandor, Anthony. And then at the very bottom, we have a number 1. And then you can barely see it, but it's the, you can't really see it, but it's the same season's tree. This is a reoccurring theme and kind of visual that we have for all 4 volumes, and the tree changes depending on which season we're in and where we are in the chapters themselves. So uh, it was really important to keep that. So we kept that. We got the synopsis right here, and then we have quotes, some other pull quotes, and I'll read these really quickly. So I got a pull quote from Jim Zub. Thank you, Jim. Uh, he says he's the current writer of Conan right now, which is making a huge splash in the industry. So go check out Conan from Titan Comics. He says Seasons is superheroic storytelling with a thoughtful, emotional core. So thank you, Jim. Really appreciate you lending me that quote. We also have another one from Cullen Bunn, who's currently doing a lot of work with Ignition Press right now. Also, Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. He's a great horror writer. He's done a lot of horror comics. He says Seasons is a story of strange superpowers and otherworldly entities, but grounded in obsession, fear, longing, and guilt. It all felt so damn reasonable and real. Nandor and Anthony have created something intense and compelling and haunting with this story. Thank you so much, Colin. And we got one of my favorite podcasts, Comic Book Club. They said Nandor Fox Shaffer and Anthony Gonzalez Clark have crafted a superhero saga that has more drama and emotion than fights and tights, a powerfully grounded saga that feels expansive and intimate at the same time. Finally, we have a quote from uh, Comic Book Yeti's Cryptid Creator Corner podcast, also one of my other favorite comic book podcasts. So go check them out. Go check out Comic Book Yeti. They say, frankly, it's shocking to think this is Anthony's first comics work, as his panel composition and character work are that of someone with years of experience. Schaefer's writing feels like he's consistently pushing himself to make interesting choices and take his characters in unexpected directions. I've read this volume twice now, and I'm still discovering new things about this story. So thank you so much, Jimmy. Uh, Appreciate you and everyone who contributed. It was really important to try to make these additions as professional as possible, and to give readers and customers a reason to pick them up at a shop. When you're selling direct to consumer or doing crowdfunding, um, everything about the story, helping create it, like you you're getting an investment from people who are stumbling upon your work. But when you're at a comic book store, I mean, it's the art, it's the cover, it's what people have to say about the book. There's so many factors in getting people to pick something up. So I was like, man, we got to make sure these look good, and I can't thank all these amazing creators for putting um, giving their time over and their comments over to the series. So it really means a lot to me. And the book is gorgeous. It turned out so well. Um, see, everything about the interiors looks amazing. I love the paper stock. I love the feel. The blacks and whites turned out really great. Anthony's work always looks so good, and you know, I'm really happy with the work. So I know there's some glares there, but yeah, I mean, once you get this in your hands, you'll be really, really impressed. We did something cool and neat with the um, inside front cover and back cover. So it starts with the word seasons, and it's in purple there, and then it ends right there. We got our bios, but yeah, it's beautiful. Like I really do love it, and I'm really excited for people to pick it up in stores and to ship these out. We're going to show off the variant covers now. Let's see. Ichthus says, beautiful gloss finish. Chill quote from Jason Brubaker, because it's true. You have been consistent for all these years. Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it means a lot to me. So, uh, and he's a great creator. He's done a lot of great work. Um, and I have all of Remind, all of Sithra, and also Shapes, which I think is really underrated. I think it might be like my favorite thing that Jason Brubaker's worked on. So check out Shapes if you have a chance. Phobos, uh, really love what he's doing over there. Okay, so now here is the cover B for uh, Volume 1 Spring. So again, this turned out amazing. Can show the detail there. This is done by Luke Eidenschink. Real quick, this cover is done by Anthony Gonzalez Clark, the series artist. So this is the standard cover, and then this was a variant cover by Luke Eidenschink. I do own the original for this, so it is beautiful. It turned out great. I thought it was, you know, um, black and white covers are kind of rare, and I wanted to work with someone who specializes in that area. And if you look at Luke's work, it's just insane. And he understood the assignment right off the bat. And I really do love this cover. We have Fletcher and Kathleen and the Shadow Self. This is something that you will be able to get on the web store. Um, you can also, right now, if you want to, you can get the standard covers on the Kickstarter if you want to do the late pledges. So I'm gonna keep the late pledges open just for I think the rest of the week. I'm not gonna keep it open for too long. But yes, this cover turned out amazing. And then finally, we have the cover from Rob Willis and Valentina Bianconi. And this is such an amazing cover. I was so happy to finally get this in my hands. I've been looking at this on my phone and on my laptop for over a year, and so to finally have it in print uh, is really something. I'll show it right here. Give you guys a chance to look at the details. So yeah, this is a Fletcher here. and shadow self kind of breaking through the mirror, um, looking at him. All right, and before I get to volume two, I thought it would be kind of cool, real quick, to just show uh, them side by side. I've been, uh, this is the first printing of the hardcover for volume one, and this is the first printing for volume one as well for the trade paperback. So I was really curious, like how they would look. Um, just having them together here, both versions. This is the first time anything I've ever worked on has been like uh, it has come out in a different format. So for me, this was pretty special. I'm really proud that we're able to get this book out once again because all of these hardcovers are gone. This is my last one, and so giving people a chance to read seasons again means a lot to me. I mean, once you run out, you run out. There's nothing you can do. So here we are, and we have the hardcover and the trade paperback. You might be able to find like these on eBay. I'm not sure. I haven't looked in a while. I remember seeing one or two on there, but they're all gone. So there was very limited amount of these printed, less than 1,000, and so if you are a hardcover fanatic, you can be on the hunt, try to find one. But if you don't mind a trade paperback, um, you know, we got you covered. But yeah, so really turned out great. It's cool to see these together. There's so much time in between them, and it just kind of makes me a bit sentimental and nostalgic because it's like, wow, like I've been working on this for so long, and to have all these uh, books together, and to have like an edition that was um, that comes out in a different format. It's really interesting to me. It's a strange feeling. Like that's never happened before. Um, and I'm like, ooh, like, will I spot any differences, like the printing, all that kind of stuff? But everything really looks great. Everything's really strong, uh, and identical. So that's the best. All right. So next up, here is the trade paperback edition of Volume 2 Summer. This cover is done by Anthony Gonzalez Clark. We have the um, antagonists, side characters for Volume 2 featured here. We have Baker up top, Judith, and then Heath. And then in the back, we have this shot of when Fletcher meets Judith. It was really important, for this volume in particular to really do some kind of world building and introduce new characters. These characters are going to be also in the rest of the series. Not all of them, but some of them will be. And everything that happens in summer is really a sea change for Fletcher and his character and his arc. So, this is such essential reading. If you're reading volume one, which ends on a cliffhanger, and you're like, man, like what could happen after this? Um, volume two just ramps it up. So, I'll read a couple more quotes. These are direct quotes from people who have read seasons, and this is what they had to say. So this is also from Comic Book Yeti. Schaefer and Gonzalez Clark have leveled up as they strip away most of main character Fletcher's familiar life in order to build him back up. Schaefer's writing is thoughtful and emotional, while Gonzalez Clark almost never takes his foot off the gas with breathtaking action scenes. Seasons continues to astound. Near Mint Condition says, shout out to the Uncanny Omar, one of my favorite YouTube channels. I don't think there are enough words to compliment this book. It's heartbreaking, creepy, crazy, shocking, brutal, and hopeful, which is exactly what I look for in a story. Blurred Without Fear, shout out to Ernie. Seasons delivers an actual Superman for all seasons and tackles themes that will make you feel seen. I like that pun there. The great book, Superman for All Seasons by Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. We also have Wayne's Comic Podcast says Seasons Volume 2 Summer sparkles with character development as well as unique twists and turns. I couldn't put it down. Thank you so much, Wayne. Uh, I really love talking with Wayne as well. So, all these connections I've made over the years, people who have always supported me and who've wanted the seasons to succeed, it's great to have them uh, kind of featured on here too. You know, I want people to discover the comic book Yeti and Near Mint Condition and Blurred Without Fear and Wayne's Comic Podcast. So, um, and yeah, so I'm so excited about this volume. Uh, this is also going to be in stores. Um, so I'll show off some artwork here. So this is from Volume 2 Summer. And let's see. Good shot. So you can definitely see Anthony's manga influence with both volumes, um, and we do some really cool kind of widescreen framing devices for a lot of the pages here, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It kind of makes everything feel a bit more cinematic, um, and keeps everything centered and uh, I really like the way it draws your eye. So I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is one of my favorite pages, one of my favorite splash pages from the book. Um, yeah, very cool. All right, and then so we're gonna show off the this cover here. This is cover B by Richard A. Morgan. You may know his work from some Kickstarter books that he's done, Blam and Glam. Uh, this was digitally painted by Richard, and it features Fletcher when he's in the eye of the hurricane, reaching out to Judith. See the lightning there. Um, I really wanted each cover to represent a different moment and feel in the story, and also to be different enough to give people a lot of different options, for their tastes. But yes, this cover turned out fantastic. All right, and then finally, we have the cover by Corey Barton. Um, Now this features Xander and Aiden, and this is Fletcher here getting tugged on by all these vines. The amount of detail here is beautiful, and you can see the sea is being parted. So we're dealing with all the elements here, and he's on fire. And this volume is very much concerned with the idea of um, kind of like supernatural forces, but also just natural forces and how nature itself, can we overcome nature itself, or are we um, destined to be victims of it? Um, so yeah, it's some heavy stuff, but I'm really proud of these books, and I'm super excited for people to rediscover seasons again. And I'm thankful that Source Point Press is helping me do this. And yeah, so if we look at do another comparison here, got the hardcover for volume two, and then the paperback here. So it's cool. It's really neat to see these together. Um, and I do still have copies of volume two. I think I have maybe less than 20 or so. So if you did want a hardcover volume two, reach out. I might put a couple on the web store, but we'll see. And finally, here is the Seasons Volume 3 Fall Ashcan. Now this is really something to have this in my hands because um this is a wraparound cover by Anthony, and it's an Ashcan, but it is 28 pages. The reason why it is 28 pages is because volume 3 is going to be 150 pages. And when you do the math, when you think about an ash can, it's usually, one fourth, or maybe half, 8 to 10 pages of a single issue comic. And I didn't want to just do that. I wanted to do something more substantial. I wanted to give backers a reason to come back, because it's been so long since volumes one and two were released. And we're going to be releasing, volume three hardcover and the trade paperback, and give everyone um, the option to follow this series and to finish the series with us. And I really wanted to give longtime readers the chance to finally see what happens next. No one has seen what happens next. No one has seen, what um, Fletcher is going to go through in this next volume. So to have this printed and have this out there and have backers uh, being sent this, um, I'm pretty stoked. So this is the Ashcan here. This is the hit Supernatural series returns. Fletcher is a new man with old wounds. Will he find healing in his darkest days to come? And so I do want to welcome aboard our new letterer, DC Hopkins. DC has worked with me on multiple projects, starting with Manchild, and he worked with me on the Fabled Offering as well. Anthony was the letterer and the artist for volumes one and two, and um, it was time to take uh, take work off Anthony's plate and have him just focus on the art. Uh, Anthony didn't really want to do the lettering anymore, which I'm really surprised he did volumes one and two. Now that I think about it, it's a lot of work for one person. Um, and I'm so excited that DC Hopkins agreed to be a part of this series. I love working with him. He's like cream of the crop when it comes to comic book lettering and design, and also pre-press. There's not a lot of letterers who kind of understand pre-press and how to do it well, but DC is a master. So um, I'm so excited that he's going to be lettering volume three and hopefully volume four as well. But yeah, so here's a little sneak peek. And it's amazing to have, like, while it's not the entirety of volume three, to have volumes one and two, and then like a sneak preview of volume three. Uh, I don't know, like, the series has been on my plate for so long. Uh, it's really meaningful to have all of these, um, to see this journey uh, follow through, and to follow through with this journey, and to have Fletcher's story be told. This is a 1 year story. and we pick up in September, first day of fall, and things are changing for Fletcher, and this is the darkest story yet, I think, and it's might be my favorite, but I'm sure Volume 4, you know, ultimately, like each volume should be better than the next, but I just have a really soft spot for this volume in particular in this story because there's a lot of threads from volumes 1 and 2 that really start to come to the forefront of the series, and so a lot of unanswered questions and um, resentments and plot threads all get kind of taken care of in volume 3, and so um, there's a lot of satisfaction in getting to write those scenes, and I hope that the reader will also feel that. So yeah, turned out amazing. I'm so excited to get these books out. Uh, and going to be shipping them out very soon. And everyone will be getting them. And then I'll let everyone know if you didn't want to support the Kickstarter, that's totally fine. But if you want to support us in shops and in bookstores, um, that would be super cool too. Let's try to get as many pre-orders as possible. Crowdfunding and comic book stores are completely different audiences. There's a lot of people who still don't even really know what Kickstarter is. Um, and so I really want Seasons to be read by as many people as possible. And getting published by Source Point Press, getting picked up by them is a dream come true for me. And I just can't wait to see my books in stores. And any way you guys can help with that would be tremendous for a little independent creator like myself who's always dreamed of being a full-time comic book writer and to share stories with the world. So there we have it, guys. This was so much fun. Kind of a little bit of a walk down memory lane in some cases because just of how much that this series has meant to me and how much that it's been a part of my life. And Anthony is still working on the art for Volume 3, and we're hoping that we can do a Kickstarter for it later in the year. Like I said, I really want to get as much done as possible for it, art wise, and that way you won't have to wait any longer. It's been I think 5 or 6 years since Volume 2 came out, and I don't want people to wait that long for in between volumes 3 and 4. So we're gonna make sure, at least, you know, as long as everyone's healthy and things are running smoothly, uh, I'm really hoping to launch the campaign for Volume 3 this year, get it out by next year, um, and then hopefully launch Volume 4 next year after Volume 3 is out. So we're going to try to keep up the pace. That is the goal. I'm also going to be working on Man Child issue 4, and then some other exciting properties and things that I hope to share with you all soon. I've been getting a lot of work for hire contract work when it comes to writing comics, and so I can't really talk about too much right now or give too many details. But uh, if you've read my latest newsletter, you'll get a lot more details on what I've been working on. But I have a book with Gungnir Books coming out, an original graphic novel. It's also going to be like 140 pages. Um, and then I have seasons coming out in stores. Um, I have a work for hire project that I was hired for last year that is going to start on artwork soon. Um, a big publisher requested some script samples from me, so I sent those over. I've been writing uh, all year so far. You know, it's only in April, but I've been doing a lot of writing. Um, and then I forgot to mention, I won a writers contest. So Filbo Publishing did a writers contest, and you had to submit a 24-page script, and it was based off. You had three prompts to choose from, and I'm not gonna say what the prompts are, but I chose one of them, and it was a horror story that's going to be a part of Filbo Publishing's Diary of the Dread, a horror anthology magazine, and you had to submit a full script, a full 24-page script, and you know, like do your best and try to create something that will hopefully rise to the top, right? And I was so thankful that I won first prize, first place for this story, and uh, I'm getting a page rate for it, which is amazing. It's going to be published in the Diary of the Dread uh, horror magazine that Filbo Publishing distributes and publishes. And like all that's great. I'm so excited about that. But the thing that um, really like gets to me is the story. I'm really happy with the story that I wrote, and I'm really proud of the story that I wrote, and I really tried hard to make it, you know, irresistible. Hey, like we gotta make this. Like this has got to be, um, something that needs to be made. And I would have been so disappointed if, um, I didn't need to win first place, but just it not being published because I was so happy with it, and Phil had said uh, that the ending was very original, very creative. He thinks the reader is going to be very satisfied with it, and that um, is music to my ears, and is very validating as a writer to have something strike someone that way. So um, that was a great surprise. I'd been really hoping that. Uh, it would be published, and I'm really glad it is. And so to win that contest was really cool. So I can't thank Phil enough for doing that, and for supporting me. And Jonathan Hedrick won second place, and then Raphael Tavares Jr. won third place. And so we'll each be able to read their stories, and I can't wait to read their stories too. So Ichthys says, very excited for you and the upcoming projects that are launching soon. Thank you. Hey Doc, how are you? Howdy, young man. Howdy. I'm just about to wrap up here. But thank you all for tuning in. I hope everyone is staying healthy and doing well. Um, this year has definitely had its challenges, but I'm hoping that we can keep going. I just turned 29 um, in March, and it's a dream of mine to uh, write stories for the rest of my life, and to make it a career. And as I'm approaching my 30s, I'm having to kind of reevaluate some things and kind of think about my life in different ways that I hadn't. But I'm really confident, and I'm starting to see the fruit of my labor in terms of all the work that I put in to make these books and to put myself out there. And so I'm hoping to keep it up. As long as you guys are watching and listening and being a part of this and supporting me, I'm going to do my best not to let you down. Um, if anyone's going to be at San Diego Comic Con, I will be there in July. It'll be my first time. I'm going to be there as a professional. I got a professional badge. So that's mind blowing to me too. First time in San Diego, first time at this convention, like the Comic Con, and I'm going as a pro. So that makes me, super excited. So there's a lot of things on the horizon that I'm excited about. And if anyone's going to be in San Diego, I'd love to hang out and talk and meet up. So let me know. And hopefully, I'll have more news soon for upcoming projects. And yeah, we're going to keep on, as I said in my newsletter, rock and rolling and riding. So, hope everyone has a good rest of the night. Thanks for tuning in. Go scan the QR code and sign up for Seasons Volume 3 Fall. And uh, yeah, keep reading comics and have a good evening. And I'll be shipping out these books soon. So if you're a backer, uh, definitely be on the lookout. And please keep supporting me and my books. I really want these books to be innovative. A lot of people ask me, um, what kind of stories do you write? What kind of stories do you want to write? I think to myself, what kind of writer am I? What do I have to offer the comic book industry and the world? And you know, um, I've probably said this often on interviews and streams like these, but the two things that come to mind is I really want to write innovative stories that embrace the medium, but I also want to create and write uh, full meal stories. So, like a where you get a little bit of everything. It's not too much dessert, too much veggies. It's like a full meal that you can feel uh, like you've gotten your money's worth and that you've gotten something that is good for you and that you really enjoy. So I really want to create meaningful stories. And this is what it's all about for me since the beginning. It's all been not about money, not about fame, not about awards, even, none of that stuff. It's just been about creating meaningful stories and connecting with people and having something to say and feeling like this is the only way that I can say it. So thank you guys for being here and thanks for supporting me again. And I can't wait to see you guys again soon. Um, I have a couple ideas for like maybe some constant streams, like weekly streams. I'm thinking about a lot of things when it comes to how I can use this channel better. I've really been writing a lot, which is my favorite thing to do. Um, I can't neglect that. But I would really like to hopefully have a more, um, you know, more of a presence on social media and on YouTube and things. And hopefully that'll come soon. But right now, it's for me, it's like it's all about the craft. It's all about um, really doing and putting in the work, and all this stuff is just bonus. Like this is like play for me, but the writing really is the work. And like I said, I don't want to neglect that. So anytime you guys are watching, anytime you're here, it means the most. Um, Thank you so much for being here, Ictus. You're always here for like all my streams, and that really goes a long way. So I don't want to be here talking to myself and talking into the void. So it's great to have someone in the chat and to be here with me and to chat with me. Like I said, I'm kind of upset that I wasn't able to stream to X, but hopefully next go around I'll have a premium account to do that, but we'll get more folks in here. But yeah, you guys take care, and I will see you all